Could this be the breakthrough Trump voters have been wanting? Well, House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy introduced a bill earlier this week that would fund President Trump's wall on the southern border. But it's got to move fast. If this bill passes the House, it would have to go through the Senate with 60 votes to avoid a filibuster before January. Could that possibly happen? The congressman joins us on that and his trip to the border today. All right, Congressman McCarthy, great to see you. If this were to pass the House, and that's a big if, how does the Senate have any stomach or the votes for this?
Well, I don't think the question is if it will pass the House. The name of this bill is Build the Wall, Enforce the Law. So it fully funds the wall at $25 billion, but it even does more. You know, Kate's Law, which we passed, is a part of this. Stops sanctuary cities. It keeps children safe because it removes the MS-13 gang members. And it denounces this movement like in San Francisco that allows illegals to vote in our election. But I watched what McConnell just said today. He said we're going to have a vigorous fight over the wall in December. And watching what this Senate was able to do with Kavanaugh, I believe this gives them the opportunity and the time to get this done once and for all.
Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking, given how great it was to have the party unified for a Supreme Court seat, if the party had been as unified in that first year of the Trump administration on this issue, which was one of his seminal issues on the campaign trail, half of that wall, or maybe a quarter of that wall, would have been built already. So it's frustrating to a lot of us who push that so hard, Congressman, and I applaud you for getting to this now. But, man, we're frustrated. The story today, I think I just saw it today in Arizona, you probably saw it, that a detention facility there was so full of all these people still streaming across the border, can't separate families, so they release, but so full, they just had to do a mass release. And that shouldn't be happening, not with this president. He doesn't want this stuff.
No, and the battle when it came to Kavanaugh was the rule of law. It's one of the things that makes America the strongest. It breaks down our society, and our communities will not be safe if you can't secure your own borders. Think of the amount of fentanyl or the human trafficking that comes across modern-day slavery.
Congressman, they do not care. They care more about their liberal social construct being foisted on America. Open borders, open markets, you know, redefining gender fluidity, whatever, throw it into the mix, whatever it is. It's not about the kids or the rule of law. They don't care about that. It's about redefining America as a borderless place that's no better than any other place on earth. That's what it's about.
You are correct, Laura, and that's what this election is about. This is ability to build the wall and enforce the law, or didn't have a border with no border whatsoever, with allowing what they've done in San Francisco today, allowing illegals to vote in our elections, or when they want to eliminate ICE. I would wish every American would spend one day with a Border Patrol agent. I was down in El Paso. This was the first place that the Border Patrol began. They call it where the legend all began. If they spend one day with them, I don't think there'd be any question about building this wall and keeping our community and children safe.
This is why we have you there, and this is why, you know, Fox News reports on these. We had just a horrible example of illegal immigrant crime, a woman raped in New York. No coverage of this, for the most part, in the mainstream media. Zero. And again, they care about women, but we have a woman raped at the hands of an illegal alien, and just like it never even happened. Congressman, I've got to get you to react to this ever-increasing, rabid, mob-like atmosphere among a very strong, virulent strain of the Democrat Party. Maxine Waters reacted to the mob question. Let's watch.
There are people who hear that and they think what you're calling for is physical intimidation, things that fray at the social fabric.
That is absolutely untrue. If they would like to take and redefine somehow protest and call it something else, they'll try and do that. Yes, we're shouting out. We have signs. We're saying what we think will get to the public, and we are not saying we're going to kill anybody, we're going to hit anybody, or we're going to cause anybody any harm. That's a lie in the way that they're trying to redefine protest.
Congressman, we're out of time, but she said get in their faces. What does that all mean?
That means if they were to win the majority, she'd be the chair of financial services, one who asks people to actually cause problems to other individuals. It's the opposite of what we expect from our elected officials. That's why this November is so important, to make a fundamental difference and not let the Democrats take over.
Everyone's got to get out to vote. Thank you so much.